Okay. Am I getting any audio here? Because I can't hear a thing. Let's see. Let's see. Uh-oh. I didn't hear any of my music. Let's see. Warning! The following live broadcast may contain loud, obnoxious, shrill, and alarming noises that might be considered disturbing, if not outright uncomfortable to listen to, especially if you are wearing headphones. As you can hear back there. Hold on, I'm just trying to figure this out here. I share my office space with an African gray parrot and two parakeets, and I have no control over their behavior while I am live streaming. Unlike my regular videos, where I have the opportunity to edit them out as best as I can. If you are sensitive to loud, surprising background noises, I recommend not turning your volume up too loud or watching my edited, pre-recorded videos instead. Viewer discretion is advised. So let's see here. What do we got here? Hold on. Oh, okay. There we go. Okay, let me just test something here. I'm pretty sure my sound is working. Oh, hello, Joe. So can you tell me really quick if my sound is working? I need some unofficial tech support here. Hello. Yeah. I'm pretty sure my sound is working. So let me just test something here, because of course, running a stream is always an adventure for me. So it's like I'm pretty sure. There we go. Okay, so my sound is fine. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Joe. Unofficial tech support. So, hello, everybody. My name is Daphne Lage, and I'm a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York, making a mess right here in the office. I've been self-publishing comics since 1992, and I am known for the funny animal fantasy adventure Tall Tales. This is Volume 1 of Thieves' Quest, with Volume 4 coming out on Kickstarter in a couple of months, so keep an eye out for that. And I am also currently known for... Oh, here we are. For my fantasy soap opera drama, EGORAVEN, Heir of the First Unicorn, which is now in its official last week on Kickstarter. This marks 7 days left of EGORAVEN on Kickstarter, but we'll talk more about that later. So you can read, in the meantime, you can read both of my comics online at Tall Tales, TAILS online.com, and egoworks.com, right above here. And you can check out all of my videos on how I make my comics on YouTube at Daphne Lage, Lage Art. Especially if you are joining us from Facebook or from Twitter or from any links out from beyond, come on over to YouTube. Hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a new video or start a new live stream. And of course, always join all my sexy people in the chat, which is already jumping right now. Hey, Rob, I was just watching you on Tyler's broadcast there, so I'm going to talk a little bit about that as well. Interesting stuff. So okay, so now that now that we got that all out of the way, the sound is good and whatnot. So let's do a little housekeeping before before I show off what's on the table today, because I got some cool stuff to work on today that I'm sure you guys will enjoy. So you can join me and Nita Lanning who is also in the chat. Welcome, welcome. We can join me and Nita on our vlogs, the Raging 2, the vlogs, a show just as awkward as the title. Every Monday and Friday, starting your week, ending the week with us at 11 a.m. Eastern. We have a special show coming this Friday where we're launching, we're holding like kind of like an impromptu launch party for the Fellowship of the Indies. And if you're curious as to what that is, join us on Friday at 11 a.m. where you can find out about this campaign that we're going to be help launching on Kickstarter. And on my store, I am still running my fan art merch clearance. I still have some stuff still available, especially stickers and whatnot. Although it's getting less and less every time I run these things. So, and especially when convention season starts up. So. These are really popular items, especially at conventions. So if you're waiting to pick something up, to pick up my little wacky stickers or whatnot, and my little fan art sketchbooks, you best do it while you can, while it's still on the website. So most everything is still available, but extremely limited quantities, and I will not be reprinting anything. So if you're waiting to pick stuff up, don't wait. Just go ahead and get them because it's like you can't get them more discounted than this. So yes, so House of Bob is returning to YouTube. We will be doing the second episode of House of Bob drawing live stream on April 16th. That's a Saturday, or it should be a Saturday according to my calendar. April 16th, Saturday from 10 p.m. to midnight. I will be joined again by Nita Lanning, and we'll be doing some sexy artwork and talking about some sexy topics, because we'll have some fun, and we'll talk about things that might get us banned on the daytime with the daytime people. So join me on House of Bob April 16th. So, like I said, EGORAVEN is officially 1 week away from closing. So this is EGORAVEN issues 1 through 4 and the prequel. At this time next Wednesday, we will be holding a closeout party for EGORAVEN. What a whirlwind campaign so far. It's determined to give me a heart attack. So let's make it worth it. So all the links are in the description box below. They're in the show notes, so you can follow the campaign and pledge if you haven't already. We are so close close to unlocking the last of the stretch goals. We're almost at unlocking the sticker, her side of the family. But what I'm really am looking forward to is unlocking the 8-page story that will be added to issue 4 when we reach 6K. Can we reach 6K in 7 days? I sure hope so, because I want to add more pages to the comic. So you get 40 pages full of story. It's like no pinups, no ads, just 40 pages of pure, unadulterated fantasy comics that because that's what you want. That's what everybody wants. I know that's what everybody wants. So we're so close to unlocking the last the sticker and the story for the book. And also on this campaign, it's still available. You can pick up the Jaden Lanning variant cover that comes in regular version and the rainbow holofoil versions. I'm only printing these to order to the campaign. So if you think that you can wait until after the campaign to get copies of this, you are wrong. I am not making any more than what's ordered during the campaign. It's that exclusive. That's how I'm limiting the print run. So if you want to get your hands on these covers, head on over to the campaign and pick them up. You can make your pledge, and then you can add these covers as an add-on individually or as a set. So don't forget to do that while you're there. And 7 days, in 7 days, once the 7 days are over, there are certain things you're not going to be able to get anymore. And one of these, we were just speaking about, Rob, in the chat. I have this fabulous, absolutely gorgeous print crossover with Nightwolf. So you have 7 days to pick up this print. You have to pledge to both Nightwolf and to EGORAVEN in order to get this print, and you'll be getting it from the Nightwolf campaign. So it's a beautiful crossover between Nightwolf, Snowpaw, EGORAVEN, Loki, all your favorites in one place. So yeah, 7 days left to pick that up. So head on over to his campaign as well. And 7 days also to unlock a brand new 16-page story, which I will be working on live for you today. Oswald, EGORAVEN, their first adventure together in 16 full color pages that you will be getting if you support both our campaigns, and you will be getting this exclusive PDF of this, again, by supporting both our campaigns. So yeah, 7 days left. Once EGORAVEN closes, these what do you have? These fabulous items, the print, the crossovers, the extra story, they will not be available any longer. So you have 7 days left if you want to take advantage of getting these crossover items, because I just think they're so neat. I think they're so neat. especially the Nightwolf print. I mean, really, it's like I'm still chuffed as to how that came out. So yeah, so that's what's going on right now. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for me. So who else is showing up in the chat? So as you can see now, it's like I don't have that awkward lean that I had last week. I actually moved the tablet closer, God forbid. So now hopefully I'll have an easier time reading everybody's chat. So yes, so thank you. So thank you, Rob. It's always a pleasure working with you, sir. So yes, so thank you so much for asking me to do that print. It was a gas, and I hope to do it again. So thank you very much for that. Okay, there we go. And oh, there we go. And here's Joe. I can't wait to be off work to finish the daily sketch. It's like, yes. So we can talk about that too. So what Joe is talking about is so the accountability stuff has been helping me. So what he does is that we literally have a private chat on Facebook where he posts a sketch every day. And and it's like, what? It's like, that's what I try to do with my doodles as well, or just in general, like doing a sketch a day, because as long as it's more important to be consistent with what you do, and then that's how you improve, and get more work done that way. So it's like, so look at that. So it's like he wants to rush home and do his accountability sketch, because you got to get those creative juices flowing. Hey James, and hey there, and yes, definitely. Oh, what is it? Let me see. There we go. So I guess I'll move over here. Not many people. Oh, well, yeah, we're still social distancing over here. So, but we're good. We're good. Let's see. Yes, and definitely, yes, get that landing cover. Yes, it's like it's absolutely gorgeous. We're definitely going to have to get more covers, variant covers from that girl. So yeah, so I'm just saying. So pick up those covers. Because like I said, I'm only printing to order, people. So make sure you do that. So wow. Okay. So what's going on? Oh, look at that. And it's Jake. Oh, you almost had me fooled there, bro. So yeah. So there you go. Oh, there we go. Okay, so okay, I'm glad that I'm somehow helping you calm down a bit. I'm sure once I start drawing, that'll definitely be what you're looking for. You know. So yeah, no, really, you don't. Yeah, you did. Like I said, you almost had me fooled there. Haven't seen the bots in a while, so feels like home. So okay, so thank you everybody in the chat. Thank you the 6 people who are watching right now. And yeah, so what's going on? What's going on so far? So just a lot. So yeah, so today I'm going to be working on inking finally some of the pages for the Oswald EGORAVEN crossover. I'm definitely going to be getting that done before his campaign ends. I think Oswald has like another like 20 something. No, I think he has 16. I think he has 2 more weeks left to go. So the idea is to have this entire thing done by the time his campaign ends. So yeah. So well, let's see. So what do I have here? I have myself scheduled to finish it by April 30th. So there we go. So um we should be okay with that. So yeah, I'm going to be working on that. But I want to show you guys something because I know probably I'm already like, I'm joining the party late. But so this is what I'm working on. This is what I was warming up with before before I started the stream. Let's see. There we go. So, oh, no, we don't want that there. Okay, there we go. And oh, my setup is all screwed up. There we go. There we go. So yeah, so this is going to be the remastered cover for Tall Tales Volume 4. So, like I said, so far, let me just show you guys these things. So here we have the 3 volumes so far of Tall Tales Thieves Quest, which is the original series that pretty much I started my career on, and it's still continuing my career on. Except now he's joined by Ravenwood is joined by his younger sister EGORAVEN. So so now that's been completely keeping me busy, but. So yeah, so if you don't know, we are remastering the original series in this new trade paperback format. So then that way, it's being printed in exactly the way it was supposed to be printed at the beginning, comic book size, not digest size. So we have volume 4 scheduled to come out in a couple of months. Actually, that's going to be the next campaign after EGORAVEN closes. So after so before so after issue 4, the issue 4 campaign closes, this is going to be the next campaign in like I think like 2 months. So probably around like June. Yeah, probably around around June. The Tall Tales campaign will start. So if you're looking for volume 4, make sure to subscribe to my website, to my newsletter on the website at egoworks.com. So that you will get notified when this campaign goes live. I know that like it seems that I have some overlap between Tall Tales and EGORAVEN, but I definitely have a different audience for Tall Tales. So if this is the book that you're looking for, it's coming. So yeah, keep an eye out for that around June. It will be on Kickstarter. Hopefully I can have the launch page up within 2 weeks after EGORAVEN closing, so we can get that party started. So this is the cover that I'm remastering. So what I did was I had originally inked it like just very plain like this, and we had it digitally colored by another person. So what I'm doing is I'm just re-inking it to beef up the inks, and I'm going to color it myself so that it matches. It's the covers look continuous together as opposed to having like a more painterly style that the original cover has. So I've been working on this, but see, but this is the thing that actually I feel like for me as an artist is kind of a game changer for me. Like it really, I was really surprised at how much of a difference it made. And it's this light box. It's this light tablet thing. Now I know I'm probably late to the party. Probably everybody in the chat has one already because they're not that expensive. But I have like a really old school light box. Like it literally looks like a light fixture. It's like it's this huge box. It's about like this thick, and it has 2 fluorescent bulbs in it. And it's always, I don't know, a hassle, I guess, to always have to take that out because it's kind of like its own thing. So I saw several artists. Actually, it's like Aria Black had posted a picture of him using this because I was kind of debating as to whether to get one or not. And Aria had posted up a picture of him working on something similar to this. Because it's like, they're all made by, all these different Chinese companies, but it's pretty much the same thing. And I go, you know what? It's like, I really like the way that looks in the picture in terms of being able to see through the paper properly and whatnot. So I decided to buy one. And I was just absolutely floored. One, at how thin this thing is. I mean, look at that. Look at how thin that is. I mean, the other one that I have was like a huge box. Like I said, it looks like a light fixture. So the fact that this is like super thin and super light, that's the thing that surprised me as how light this is. So I'm just like sliding it out from under my table. I can just put it on my drawing board and I'm good to go. And it just plugs in via USB. And let's see, what did I pay for this? I think I paid like 40 something for it, like $47 for it for this size. They have smaller sizes that I'm sure, you could probably use, but for me, it's like, look, when it comes to certain things, I have to be a size queen about it. You know how that is. It's like I need the size. I could have probably gotten a larger one, but then I was like going, I think I'm going a little overboard. So yeah, so it's LED lights, and as you can see here, so this is obviously when it's turned off, and it's like, and you can see the artwork here, and then it's like once I turn it on, it's it's like, I don't know if you can see it on the screen, but I can see right through Bristol really easily. So I mean, this is a smooth plate Bristol, so you know how thick that can get, especially if you have 2 layers of it that you're working from. So I was just really happy at just like how well the setup worked, because I was actually procrastinating doing this piece because I had to drag out the big light box. And this one, it's just like, it's like just working on my table. It's just like, it doesn't feel any different than just working normally. So I'm really happy with the way, with how this light box just made it super convenient to work, and in the end, it's like sometimes efficiency, it's what you think is procrastination is probably because something is not efficient in your process. So if you have to like do certain things, like make an accountability Facebook group, just so that it's something that you can like, I need to post every day. It's just something that I know that if I post every day because someone's watching, it's like sometimes that's all that takes for you to get over that hump. Like in the end, it's like it's not that you're procrastinating, but something just needs to be tweaked for you to just get over that. So for me, it was this light box thing. Um, they sell this, they advertise this for diamond paintings. I have no idea what those are. Um, and yeah, I think let's see. Yeah, there's some. Yeah, that's the thing, because there are some light boxes that were like that back when I was shopping for light boxes, and I ended up getting the fluorescent bulb light fixture. Yeah, it's like you really like I literally had to take paper with me to the store to make sure that I could see through them. Because if there were some light boxes that I don't know, yeah, they work if you're using tracing paper. Like that made no sense to me. Um, the thing is, I mean, I guess it could work. I mean, it's LED, so yeah. I mean that would make sense. Um, it's certainly really bright. Yeah. That's how I'm feeling about this. It's like, wow, it's really thin, and it's like and very light. So it's like I don't feel like I'm struggling to to put this to set this up for me to work. So let's see. So let me finish Ravenwood here, and then we'll get on to inking. Let's ink this panel in while we're here. So okay, so let's see. So yeah, so let me kind of like tidy myself up here a bit, and then it's like we'll get to working. So let me show some love. Where are we? And I'll be right back with you. And we'll be right. Yeah. So yeah, we'll be right back. Hold on.
We are the only show for independents all around, giving you a platform to spread your word all over town. Cast the Craze is the place to promote to your fans with the dream of Medina and Sam the Crazy Man. Subscribe to our show and never miss an episode. It's time to get your mans, listen to us on the go. Updated every week, we never miss a day. Join the squad, come on in. It's time to catch the craze. If you are an independent, catch the craze. Making moves on your own, catch the craze. On your grind in the streets, catch the craze. Join the movement, catch the craze.
Yeah, George, we did it again. Come on now. You know you want to do it. Catch the craze.
Hi everyone, Daphne Lage here. Hi everyone, Daphne Lage here. Join Nita Lanning and me on the Ragin' to the Vlogs show, where we talk about everything, nothing, and all the bits in between. Looking for hour-long conversations about indie comics, social media marketing, and crowdfunding, with the occasional rant and story time? Head on over to the Ragin' 2 channel on YouTube, Mondays through Fridays at 11 a.m. Eastern to join in the chat.
Hit the button.
So there we are. So okay. So let's so I'm going to just finish up Ravenwood here, and then I'm going to put EGORAVEN on the table so we can start that one out. Excuse me. Let's see. So why don't we try something? I've been meaning to try this. So Streamyard has this thing where now you can play like music in the background. So I'm not choking up my processor on this laptop trying to play Extreme from Epidemic Sound at the same time. So let's see how this works. Let's see. Which one? Ooh, let's do. How about this one? see. Does that play? It's really funny how it's like, I don't know, on so far, like anything that I play, it's probably a setting that they updated or something because I'm not hearing any music whatsoever. Like the bumps, I'm not hearing the commercials at all. I didn't hear my countdown clock, but I'm pretty sure it's working. It's playing softly. Okay, all right, good. Thank you. Thank you. So, yeah, the funny thing is that I can't hear it for some reason. It's not coming through on my headphones. So it's probably, I don't know, maybe something is just not turned on. Oh, do I have this? Oh no, that's muted. No. That's supposed to be muted. You know what? As long as you guys can hear me, we're fine. You know? So okay, hold on. Let me just see something here. I just hear the parrot. I don't know what's going on here. Obviously, something on my end is not working properly. So, but it's a live stream. Well, what, you know, why should I expect anything different, right? So, okay, let me get these outlines out of the way. So, I can at least get this part of the cover done. But yeah, so what was I watching? Let's see. Right, yeah, exactly. Just need paper, pencils, and pens, and we're good to go, right? So, you know, that's all I need right here. So yeah, so I was just watching a live stream with Tyler James from Comics Launch and Rob Multari of Nightwolf. Again, you know, support both our campaigns to get that awesome crossover print. And they were talking about variant covers, but specifically not safe for work variant covers. And I guess like Robert, he's testing the waters, dipping his toes in the, you know, very sexy variant cover. He has a nude cover on his campaign that he has available, and I found to tell you the truth, I kind of found the conversation a little strange because I don't know. I guess it's like I've just been seeing so many variant covers like this. I mean, even I tried one with the second issue doing a nude cover. So I was actually surprised that I guess it's like they felt that the conversation was necessary. I mean, not in kind of like a bad way, but I kind of thought that it was pretty, like, nude covers seem to have just been pretty ubiquitous by now. And I didn't think that it was still, I guess, like that much of a novelty that that Tyler felt like he needed to do a live stream about it. So they were talking about they started off talking about variant covers in general on a campaign. Oh, thank you, Rob. Yes. So the link is in the chat, but it's also in my show notes as well. But thank you, Rob, for posting all the links. Look at that. Like I said, you have 7 days left to support both campaigns to get the crossover print. So they were talking about doing variant covers, and when it comes to variant covers, I mean, I'm kind of of the mixed mind that because like yeah, Rob had brought up the point that it's like he uses the variant covers to be able to make the main book. You know, so it's like, are variant covers gimmicky? Yes. You know, it's like, it's like, are they like you're paying premium for a different cover for the same book? Yes. Are there collectors for these things? Absolutely. And it seems to be a bigger thing on Kickstarter than it is on Indiegogo, because I don't see a lot of variant covers. Indiegogo tends to be a lot simpler with that. I guess that just goes to show you how different the audience is for those things. And yeah, and it's like, and I guess like part of the debate about variant covers is because I had brought it up that it's like, are variant covers necessary? It's like, should we really be doing variant covers? Do they really add to the campaign? Do they attract people you really want buying your books? Do they buy their books? Do people who buy variant covers, do they convert into actual fans of your comic? And it's one of those things where I think that, depending on how many variant covers you want to do, like, what is it? Like on my campaign, like, so issue 4 has, okay, so you have the Virgin, you have the Silver, you have the Hollow Foil, and then you have the Jaden variant. Oh, and a sketch cover. So technically I have 5 variants that are available on my campaign. But but the thing is though, it's like the point that I had brought up is that when you're running a Kickstarter campaign and you're thinking about doing variants, I guess you kind of have to think about like what the point of that is. It's like, are you selling comics or are you selling variant covers? Because those are actually 2 different audiences. And like I said, there is some overlap, but I just haven't seen how much of an overlap. Like I said, I don't know yet how much like what that conversion rate is, because I do have my regulars who they buy everything. It's like I'm sure you've all heard the thing about the 1,000 true fans. If I had like another 900 and maybe 95 people who are just like my regulars, my Kickstarters would be doing pretty good. So that's, so we were just going kind of like so they were going like kind of back and forth with first, like with just variants in general, because there are some campaigns that it's almost like what's at the inside of the book is irrelevant. You're buying it for the cover. Like I've seen a lot of campaigns like that. And to tell you the truth, those campaigns, as nice as the artwork could be, in the end, it's like those don't do anything for me, because it's like they're literally selling comics to be slabbed for the sole purpose of being slabbed. And for that, it's like, wow, that's a really expensive print. I mean, in the end, it's like, because like once you put it in a slab, the whole point is you're not going to read the book. So the cover is everything, right? And I don't know. It's just kind of weird, the idea of buying a comic and having absolutely no intention of even looking in it. So, so those campaigns are kind of a put off because of that. Because I think that I really don't like the people who look at Kickstarter as just another money grab, as opposed to being a way for you to be able to fund your actual creative endeavors. But I think that that's kind of a different conversation. um, so yeah, so variant covers. So what? So what do you think? Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. That was exactly my point. You know, are you in the storytelling business or are you in the cover business? And there's a lot of people who are just in the cover business. But let's see. It's like yeah, me too. I'm in the comic business. And honestly, it's like, and that's what Rob said too, that he's in the comic business. That in the end, ultimately he wants people to buy his books and read his books, you know, to enjoy them, you know, not because he has a naked chick on a cover, you know, and they're or something, you know. Um, let's see. Oh yeah, that was okay. So is there a bigger question behind the logic? Is this good for branding the current IP, or are you testing on on what's catching people's attention? So Rob was talking about how he actually consulted with his mailing list as to whether to do this, because especially if it's like a not safe for work cover, there are people who do get turned off by that stuff. And you know, it's like, yeah, that's, you know, and it's like, and they don't want to all of a sudden think that, you know, oh, the comic is softcore porn all of a sudden, which is not. You know, Nightwolf is absolutely not that. It's a it's a dark adventure, you know, with vampires and all that fun stuff, and werewolves and whatnot. So it's obviously not that type of book. And there was a concern as to whether that cover would kind of like give the wrong impression to his audience. But luckily his audience actually wanted that cover, and I hope they're pulling through with that answer, because I've always hated the people who say that, oh, if you make this a print, I'll buy it, and then you make the print and then you never buy it. You know, it's like the, you know, yeah. So I'm hoping everybody on his mailing list that said that they wanted this cover bought the cover. That's the least that they could do. So yeah, so to be fair, Rob did say that he's in the comic business, not in the variant cover business. But the way he was looking at it is that the way variants, like he's using his collector base to fund his reader base. And I don't know, like once he said it like that, I was like, oh yeah. Oh yeah, that. So the question in the end turned, why not both? Why can't you sell variant covers if it's going to support your comic, especially the way crowdfunding works? Because, you know, because Tyler had mentioned that it's like, there is absolutely no way the average crowdfunder is going to see the type of volume that would make comics, I guess, like to make our comics affordable in a sense. I mean, we're doing print on demand. You know, it's like what the average price that you're paying for comics on Kickstarter is like $20 for one issue. And yeah, okay, you can go to your local comic book shop and pick up a comic for $4.99, but it's not going to be my comic because I can't get into the comic book shop. You can only buy it in Kickstarter. So yeah, so you're coming to Kickstarter to pay premium for a 24 or 32 or 48 page comic or whatnot. So the question is okay, so how do we maximize our ability to make money so that we can continue to the next issue? You know, that we can still make this viable. And, you know, variant covers are a way to do it, because then it's like you bring out the collectors who buy variant covers because I guess they enjoy the glorified print aspect of it. I guess. Um, and then you take that money and then you use it to pay out the people that are putting, to get that, he's writing the comic and then he's paying out for people to draw the interior pages and whatnot. And it's like, well, I really can't argue with that in the end. I guess what it is that I'm the type that I try to do everything myself, including variant covers. With issue 2, I did experiment. Last time I did experiment. That's when I got the My Little Pony variant by Mary Bellamy, who actually worked on My Little Pony. And that was a blast to get. It's like that was a blast. And I also did the nude cover for issue 2, which I'm debating whether I should do again. That's so I'm kind of like, oh, a very nude variant cover. Yeah, okay. we can do that. you know. Um let's see. Well, right, yeah. Let's see. People are getting their story either way, but is the variant cover a way to reach a collector's audience through a guest artist? Um, I'm not sure. You see, because that's kind of the thing that I'm playing around with. Like I could just as easily do my own variant covers, but is that what people are collecting variant covers for? Um, or is it the whole thing where it's a different artist doing their take on your characters? That's what they're collecting. So that's that's something I kind of have to test. I have to test. Like, so which is it that people are collecting more? The guest covers, or if I did my own variant cover? So but like if I redrew, like I did a brand new piece as a variant cover, like if I were to do another nude cover, would that count in collectability? Or is it the idea of someone else coming in, another artist coming in? So that's this is what I talk about when I say that every campaign that I do is something new. There's always something brand new that I'm learning. Always something brand new that I'm figuring out. There's never a campaign that go, oh, I got it, right? Never. There's never a campaign that does that. And I've done like 20 something campaigns. I mean, I lost count. I would have to count. I literally lost count. And yeah, so that would be the question I would be asking. Yes. Yeah, that would be the question I would be asking myself with that. The not safe for work covers, like I said, I was a little surprised at the conversation because I didn't think it was that big of a deal. Let's see. So that in and of itself is not an issue for me, doing not safe for work covers. I mean, like I said, I did it already. And the thing is, though, I think that in my case, probably it would, like I really debated with myself as to whether to mark EGORAVEN as a mature audience's book. Even though I knew I wasn't making an all ages book, that's for sure. I definitely was not making that. I kind of considered it similar to Tall Tales, but I finally decided to make it mature audiences because, especially in the later issues, I'm pushing the story in a direction that I don't want to feel like I'm inhibiting myself from doing because, oh, I got to keep this all ages. But I'm not doing outright porn. But I don't want to hold back on what I want to do in the book. I mean, in terms of violence and adult situations, if you want to put it like that. And, so doing a nude cover wasn't that big of a stretch for me, because it's like, yeah, that's kind of, that's not something I want to shy away from the story. So so I didn't have a problem with that. And I'm actually kind of thinking, whether doing that again would kind of like actually reinforce the idea that this is a mature audience's book by doing another nude cover. Because I still have people who look at my style and they say that, oh, I thought this was an all ages book. I thought EGORAVEN was all ages. And to the point where I had to put like this big red banner on my Kickstarter saying that this is a mature audience's book. Believe it or not, it's, and like I said, what I ended up doing in issue 6 and issue 7, I was glad I put a mature label on it. So I have I actually have a piece that I'm in the middle of that I want to do for the cover. But yeah, now I'm kind of wondering, it's like, well, where's the collectability? Where's the real collectability in a variant cover? Is it in like the fact that it's a variant cover in and of itself, or is it that it's another person? So that I'm going to have to come back to. I'm going to have to revisit that question. Yeah, it's like, yeah. So Joe is talking about in the chat how he got a Greg Horn cover for one of his books. So I'm pretty sure that you had people who collect Greg Horn art buy that cover, buy your book for that cover because it's Greg Horn. But yeah, it's like, okay, you do. All right. So yeah. So there we go. So there it says, Greg's fans bought the book, but the issue remains, did they convert to fans and readers of the IP? Most don't. And I agree. I really do think that it, like, if you do a variant cover or you buy a variant, like if you pay to have a variant cover done, always assume that the people who are going to buy that variant cover might not ever convert into a fan. That there's probably like a 95% chance they're just variant cover collectors, and that's all they want out of your book. But there's going to be that small percentage that do. Like I said, I do have my regulars that they pretty much buy everything that I put out, everything that we put out, because it's like all through the 3 campaigns, EGORAVEN, Tall Tales, and OSWALD Chronicles, we have regulars that buy from all 3 campaigns. And I'm pretty sure they wouldn't be buying that work if they didn't read it. They wouldn't be spending that much money on our stuff if they weren't reading it. So I'm pretty confident in that. But it's like that. I guess it's like, I think in the end, it's just variant covers in general are just just oddly controversial. Because also, like, another thing too that they had mentioned, that they had talked about, was they had another guy on. I forgot his name, but he does a book called White Ash that he also has a crossover. He has a crossover print with Nightwolf. And he was talking about that he didn't have a problem with it as long as the nude cover or the not safe for work cover was in context with the story. And and it's like, and I understand where that's coming from, because I think the weirdest thing that I saw on Kickstarter was an all ages book. Like, they literally were advertising their book for children. This is a children's comic, and they had a not safe for work cover of the main character. And I'm like going, oh, wait a minute. This might be the line. This might be the line that you really shouldn't be crossing. You see, because it's like with EGORAVEN and with Nightwolf, that type of artwork isn't unusual. Having the idea of having a not safe for work is not unusual for the context of our books. So it's not that big of a deal if we do that. I mean, that's why I didn't have a problem with it, with doing one for mine. But if you're doing an all ages comic, you're literally advertising it's like great for kids. And then it's like, you're going to do a not safe for work variant cover. I kind of think that, pick a struggle, it's like, it's kind of like, it's like, look, it's like, I don't know. It's like, I kind of like feel like that's crossing a boundary somewhere, that it's like, okay, you're doing an all ages book, but you're going to do a raunch cover of your main character. Really? I don't think this was thought out very well. So I definitely understood it when he said, it's like, yeah, as long as it's in the context of the book, then it's actually not that big of a deal. And and it's like, and I have to agree with that. It's like, yeah, it's like, if you're doing an all ages book, don't do a friggin' raunch variant cover. I mean, I think that at that point, it's just in very poor taste, and it really does come off as a money grab. That it's like, it's like, and also I think that that causes confusion with the IP. I mean, I have a hard enough time being at conventions and then like having like maybe like some of my sketchbooks on the table next to Tall Tales, because people will see the sketchbooks. Oh, they'll see how the House of Bob sketchbook, even though it's the mature audience's version of it. It's the censored version. They'll see House of Bob on the table. And then they'll look at Tall Tales. Oh, is Tall Tales an adult book? No, it is not. But you have an adult book there. Yeah, but one has nothing to do with the other. And then all of a sudden, the streams are crossed in their head. It's like, now it's like, oh, but that's a furry book and that's adults only. And this is a furry book, but they're saying it's not adults only, but it's still a furry book. Now I'm sus. I mean, and then that's it. So there came a point where I had to take that stuff off the table, because it literally was affecting how people were seeing Tall Tales. I mean, but that's also my whole fandom story too. It's like I'm doing Tall Tales for a more general audience. I'm doing the porn artwork for a specific niche audience, but yet that was the artwork I was completely judged on. It's like, oh, well, you have porn on the table, so it contaminates everything on your table. It doesn't matter if Tall Tales is general audiences. And it's like, once you take the book off the table, if you're not buying House of Bob, you don't have to worry about it. It's like, what? Do your peas and your carrots can't touch on the plate? I mean, so that's also something you kind of have to think about with with doing those types of covers for your campaign. It's like, um, yeah, it's it's like they're you have to deal with the people who are going to see that adult work, or they're going to see that not safe for work cover, even though it's just a naked chick on the cover. Although honestly though, it's like what Rob did was he put these little cute little like little cross-eyed voodoo doll wolf stickers. You have to see it. Go to the website and go look at it. And I go, you know what? I want more of those stickers than I do the variant cover. It's like I should have asked him that. It's like, okay, are you gonna make those as stickers? I mean, because they're just really funny looking. But there are people who are going to like, oh, you have not safe for work stuff now. Oh, I can't buy your stuff because now all of it's not safe for work. And it's like one has nothing to do with the other. So yeah, so it's those dumb things that we have to we have to kind of think about when we think about variant covers. Like, how do we want people to view our work? And what kind of artwork do you want to put us with your comic? And it's like, yeah, it's like I had the nude cover with EGORAVEN, and I don't think I had a negative reaction to it, honestly. But then again, it's like I did couch it very carefully too, so that it came off as more artistic. Is my whole Victoriana. I mean, I'm in my Kickstarter explaining what Victorian art is, just to kind of like explain the cover, the nude cover. And, and it's like, it's not like I went all out raunch with it. So, I tried to keep it arty. It's like, oh, artistic. Oh, I'm an artiste. In the end I pulled that shit. I'm an artiste. So, well, I mean, considering that those covers are that variant cover, it's completely sold out now. I think it did what it was supposed to do. So I'm just gonna put this aside. So okay, let me just. So there we go. So now we're going to move on to the EGORAVEN page. So at least I could finally break that in. So let me just look at the chat here. Yeah, let's see. Just for a little bit. I'm just doing Tall Tales for a little bit. I just wanted to get more of that cover done. But I do have to break in my EGORAVEN Oswald crossover story, kind of get the inking started on that. Because again, it's like whatever it takes to break the procrastination, just to get over that hump. So at least if I start inking these, then it's like, okay, it's official. I started inking the pages. So we got that cover started. So I put that aside for now, and I'm going to start working on this. Let's see. Yeah, it's oh, let them know. Let's see, hold on. Let's see. Calm them down and let them know you do mail order in plain brown wrappers. Yeah, I know, right? It kind of like feels like that. Let's see. Well, I don't know if Milo is a good Milo Manara is a good example, because that man, that I've seen books of his that have no warning on it at all. I mean, it's like JD had gotten one of Milo Manara's recent books. It has some really, really questionable stuff in it, and there is not one warning on that book. You know, it's like this book. Whoever published the book completely assumes you know who Milo Manara is, and they don't bother with any warnings on the cover. I have some French comics that has full frontal nudity, both male and female, in and some somewhat graphic sex scenes. No warnings on the covers. No warnings anywhere on the book. Like, it's almost like they're expecting you to be an adult about it. God forbid. It's like that's really, it's like, oh, okay, there's all right. I mean, that's yeah. So Milo's probably not a good example. Because Milo probably could do particular artwork in public that no one would bat an eyelash. Oh, that's Milo. Of course he's doing that. He's an artiste. He's an artiste, not a pornographer like the rest of us. So let me do one more bump, and then we'll move on to inking this this piece right here. So let's do that.
Discharged into space, changing the life of one hapless duck and transforming him into a hero called Wonder Duck.
Okay, so we're back. Let's see. Let's see. Hold on, let me just test something here. I know I'm still not. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Okay, no, it's like there's something up with my headphones. I probably could take off my headphones now and continue to stream normally, because I can't hear a thing. I think that there's something up with the connection between my laptop and my headphones. So, but we'll worry about that later. Okay, so I have this page for the Oswald EGORAVEN crossover, which, like I said in housekeeping, if you support both our campaigns, both Oswald and EGORAVEN, all the links are in the show notes. They're also in the chat. You can get this, you unlock an EGORAVEN Oswald 16-page mini story that I'm working on right now. So yeah, you have 7 days to do that, and you can say that you actually watched me work on it. So okay, so let me get this started here. So I figured this is the larger panel, so I'm going to work on that one first. It gives me a little bit more space, more room to work. Oh. Say I got to use whiteout already. There we go. So let's see. Oh, hello there. Hello, Keiko. Thank you. So, okay. Ay. So yeah, so variant covers. Are they a necessary evil? Or they're just another way to get over on Kickstarter? Are they a scourge in the crowdfunding community? Oh, I have no idea. That's more the whole trope with the his bow tie and his vest. Um, I don't know. I don't remember where that came from. And I don't think it has anything to do with the popcorn guy. I don't think it has anything to do with that. No. Um, so you know, so yeah, so that's yeah. I mean, yeah, I when I originally drew Oswald, when he first came up with it, the bow tie was always a thing. So I don't know where that came from. That it was always there, and then later on, it's like I guess the more Oswald becomes civilized, the more clothing he gets. I guess that's how that works. So how's look at that, my frame is missing. Look at that, I hate it when my overlay disappears. There we go, now we're cooking with gas. So how's the background music working for everybody? Is it just low enough in the background so it's like, you don't like get a sense of dead air, or do you hear it at all? Because, like I said, I don't hear anything. I'm probably not even getting a signal to my headphones, so I can't tell what's going on. I mean, according to this, my thing should be working. Nah, I'm not hearing anything. Yeah, can't hear it. Can't hear it. Okay, so probably okay. So let me see here. Okay, hold on. Oh, it's a very soft loop. Okay, because I just raised the volume a bit. Let me put it on. Okay, so let me put it on 20. So, okay, so do you guys hear it and still hear me okay? Yeah, it's supposed to be a very soft loop. It's supposed to be. Um, oh, okay, all right, everybody can hear it now. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna have to figure something out with my headphones. So yeah, that is the yeah, it's actually more Muppet logic. That is actually Muppet logic. There was an episode of the Muppet Show where Kermit loses that thing around his neck, the spiky thing, and and he's running around the entire theater like he's naked, like he's acting like he's naked, and it's like, and the gag is that he keeps putting like all these things around his neck, like a scarf and Miss Piggy's boa or something, so that he wouldn't be naked. So I think it's more related to that. Okay, good. Yes. All right. Thank you. So the audio is good now. All right. All right. So okay. So speaking of adults only, not safe for work. So, like I said, I'm going to be doing a second episode of the House of Bob night stream, and that'll be on April 16th, 10 p.m. to midnight. So you can join me and Nita. We'll be wearing our pajamas again, and I'll be drawing some more House of Bob stuff. And for this episode, what what I'm planning on doing is we're going to be making from scratch, fresh out the oven. We're going to be making mascots for House of Bob. We're going to be creating hostesses in front of your very eyes. And I kind of imagine a team of hostesses like the Spice Girls, kind of, you know? And what we're going to do on that stream is I'm going to need a little help. I'm going to need a little help getting these girls into shape. And, you know, I would really like it if you all can come to that stream, you know, and, you know, I don't know, maybe help me figure out their stories. Maybe let's do a little creative juice flowing on that episode. I want to see what we can kind of like collectively come up with for the hostesses of House of Bob. You know, it's like you know, maybe we'll do like we'll do a vote on what they get named. You know, like what their names will be, what kind of personalities they're gonna have. You know, kind of make it a group thing. I don't know. It sounded like something fun to do. So I thought that we could try that out on Saturday, just to I don't know, just to play around a bit, make you guys a little involved in the house, you know, so it's not just us. And then like, I guess like the topic that I guess kind of related to this whole variant cover thing. The topic that I think that we're going to be like really talking about is, does sex really sell? Or is that just, is that kind of like a misnomer? You know? And at least on that show, we can talk about it more in depth. You know, because I'm still surprised that they did that live stream, to tell you the truth. I really am. I really thought that you know, like, nude variant covers were such a thing already. Like, I didn't even think that anyone needed to really discuss it or feel like they had to really think about it. It was actually pretty interesting. Especially when the irony of, I guess if you want to consider it ironic, is that the artists that both Rob and this other person were using for their adult work were women artists. And I thought that was interesting because it's like, I don't know why that would surprise me, but I think if anything surprised me, it was that they especially were looking out for that angle, that they wanted, that if they felt a woman artist could bring something to the artwork that maybe they thought a male artist couldn't. Oh, I mean, that was probably a question I should have asked on the stream. You know, and holy crap, it's like, I'm really trying hard not to say female. You know, it's like, no, we're talking about women. We're talking about grown-ass women here. It's like, we're not talking about, because it's like females. You know, it's like I sound like a Ferengi saying that. So it's like, yeah, it's like, no, we're talking about women artists. You know, you know, I don't know. It was just so yeah. So that was like a whole other thing too that had me kind of like, oh, I should have asked more about that, because like, yeah, like, what there's this game. Okay, so maybe let me explain it this way. There's this game that I like playing when I'm on DeviantArt or whatnot. Whether I can guess whether the artist, I guess in this case it would be appropriate to say, whether the artist is male or female by looking at their artwork. And especially if they do erotic artwork or sexy artwork, and from sexy up to erotic. And I always like, and it's interesting because it's kind of interesting to see like, like how whether I can guess, and I think it's getting to a point where the game is getting harder to play because before it was like so easy to tell. It's like, oh yeah, a guy definitely drew that. You ever, it's kind of, I don't know, that there's certain there's certain vibes, there's certain things that guy artists do that it's like, oh yeah, guy did that. And it's kind of obvious, I think, or at least I thought it was. But here's the thing. So far I figure that I can pick out artwork done by guys. But it's getting a little harder to pick out artwork that may have been done by women, but maybe not. Because there's this artist that I follow, Joelle. They're from Sweden. And they do really absolutely gorgeous erotic artwork. And for the longest time, I thought this person was a woman. Like, I would have thought it was pegged. I won't go into detail as to what what the differences are, because that's literally a House of Bob stream type conversation, because of what I would have to say, oh yeah, this is what a guy did, this is what a woman did. So I'm not going to go into detail with that, but I could have sworn that the artist was a woman. I could have sworn. They got banned from Twitter. Someone, I guess, finally reported something. I mean, which I didn't understand, because Twitter, I've seen full-on pornography on Twitter. But that's the whole thing, right? That's the reason why I don't trust platforms. When they say, it's like when they say, they're like, yeah, it's like we're all free speech up to a point. It's like, oh, we're free speech except for yours type of thing. It's like, it's kind of tough. So they came back with a new account, and then in the account, they had said that they were a gay man doing this artwork. And it threw me for a loop, because I could have sworn up and down up until this point that it was a woman doing those paintings. So now I'm confused. So now my game is off. But that wasn't the point that I was getting at, though. It was the whole thing, that they chose female artists. They chose women to do these covers because, I guess, like I said, the women bring something to the table that I guess maybe guy artists don't, or I don't know. Like I said, I should have asked a question to clarify that. So let's see. Realism. I don't know if realism. You see, because maybe, but I'm not sure. like, I know, because it's like, yeah, it's like, women artists tend to not exaggerate certain things. Let's just put it that way. So I think that we end up with a more, or at least to me, a more visually appealing piece. Let's see. Maybe using a female artist was a way to insulate themselves from being attacked by using sexy cover and being called chauvinistic or exploitive. I mean, the other publisher did bring that up, that he wanted to mitigate the male gaze. By using, having a female editor and having, again, females, having a woman editor and having a woman artist. I mean, maybe. But I mean, but that kind of sounds, but that would kind of, that sounds kind of manipulative too on his part, and I didn't get a sense that that's what he was doing. So I don't think that was the issue. Like I said, I should have asked. Like if there was something specific to that. Because honestly, it's like, I think that if someone is going to be that manipulative, like if they wanted to hide behind a woman artist, that they still would have gotten a specific kind of art. There was a thing that happened years ago. Marvel, I think this was just like kind of like in the beginning of variant covers, and Marvel had put out a variant cover that I kind of remember. It's like it had, was it Marvel or was it DC? One of those. Iran, Iraq was the difference. That's from South Park, so nobody get up my ass about it. I think it was DC, but I kind of remember. No, okay, it was one of these companies, and it was a cover that had, I guess, 4 of their female protagonists. I could have sworn one of them was one of them? I don't know. It doesn't matter. And they had gotten a legit hentai artist. If you thought this was like, this predates the whole Milo Manara fiasco, but they had hired a hentai artist to do this cover, and they got a hentai cover. Short of it being pornographic, the shit was, I mean, it was ecchi all the way. This was straight up a hentai cover. And people got upset over it. And I mean, the shit might as well have had tentacles in it. Let's just say that. And people got upset, going, "What the fuck? Why are you doing a cover that looks like this?" And the cowards at the company were saying, "Well, it was a woman artist who did this. It can't be sexist. It's a woman artist." Like, that was their argument. Not like, why, it's like, not the fact that they got a hentai artist to do a cover for comics that they insisted were for children. Because that's what these companies do. Again, they like to blur these lines. Both Marvel and DC do this shit. They blur the line, and then they want to go one direction or another. But they want to, it's like, they want to do adult shit, but at the same time, they want to say that, oh, this is for the family to enjoy. It's like, I fucking hate that shit. But okay, so they did a hentai cover. And their only thing was, oh, it was a woman that did it. It's like, yeah, like a woman can't be just as exploitive with imagery of women as a guy. Like that's impossible. Like all of a sudden, like misogyny doesn't exist if a woman does it. No, although that is not what I read into the artist herself. Oh no, I saved that for another one. Because she was just hired to do a cover. They hired a hentai artist to do this cover. She did a cover. That's what she did, right? So, and it came out. But you see, that's the company being exploitive. That's the company saying, it's like, yeah, we're hiding behind the fact that we hired a woman to do this hentai piece that we're selling in the open at comic book shops. It's like, see, that's exploitive. That wasn't the vibe that I got out of this guy. The other cover that they did was, it was a Powerpuff Girls cover. And the woman they got to do that cover, I forgot who was printing Powerpuff Girls at the time. She did a fetish cover of the Powerpuff Girls. Now, here's the thing. So a retailer complained about the cover, saying, it's like, holy shit, the freaking girls are in rubber fetish outfits. This is, I can't sell this in my store. It's like my clientele is not going to allow this. So the artist came out. So, the company said, oh, but we got a woman to do it. And then the woman came out and says, oh, that means you're a pedophile. If that's what you think of when you see that cover, it means you're a pedophile. And it was a whole thing. They were literally accusing this retailer who was concerned about selling their product. They were accusing him. It's like, oh, well, why were you thinking that and this, that, and the other thing? Here's the funny thing. Within a couple of weeks, that dumb bitch came out and said, oh, yeah, I did a fetish cover. Haha. And it's like, it was so infuriating. So there you go. So if you want proof that a woman can be just as big of an asshole as a guy, it's like she was lobbing pedophilia accusations at this guy for calling out her artwork for what it was. And then it's like, and then in the end, for her to admit that that's exactly what she did. It's like, yeah, I did a fetish Powerpuff Girls cover for the Powerpuff Girls comic. Haha. So, but I digress. These are all digressions. These are all digressions. That my whole point was that wasn't the vibe that I got from the guy. Oh my God. Yeah, that wasn't the vibe that I got from like he seemed genuinely concerned about wanting his book to have, I guess, a different feel than what I guess he felt male artists could bring to it. So yeah. So that wasn't I can't remember how long ago this was. I can't remember. And then of course everybody knows about the whole Milo Manara incident, which fucking Marvel hires fucking Milo Manara to do a fucking cover. And they had the nerve to be surprised at the what the fucks they were getting when that cover was revealed. I do not blame Milo Manara one bit for that shit. But I resented the hell out of Marvel for trying to push Milo fucking Manara under the bus. Like they didn't know who they hired. If I was mad at anything, it was that when that happened back then. Some horny ass editor thought it would be a good idea to hire Milo Manara because he wanted to see O faces on everybody. And then they had the nerve to try to pretend they didn't know who Milo Manara was when that Spider-Woman cover came out. Are you fucking kidding me? So yeah, that's a whole other, that's definitely that's a different conversation. That's a different conversation. You know, I mean, but then again, it's like, how could we expect corporations to not be exploitive, to not do that? You know, how do we expect them not to do that? But like I said, in this particular case, that's not the vibe that I got from the guy who does White Ash. It sounded like, you know, that he really wanted like a different vibe for his more mature / adult comic. And yeah, and he was getting it through using women artists to do it. So well done. You know, that's all I can say. So, yeah, I agree. What's funny that the cover was tame, even more so from Milo Manara. Yeah, for Milo Manara, it was an incredibly tame piece, you know. But because it was Milo Manara, you still got Milo in it, you know. So yeah, that's yeah. Like I said, I was more offended at Marvel's reaction to it, like they didn't know who he was, than the actual piece. And I was kind of put off by the way also there was like all these so-called artists, you know, the ones who like to trace over J. Scott Campbell's work and saying how wrong his anatomy is. It's like, really, bro? You can't tell by looking at J. Scott that that's how he draws? And yes, he probably knows it's called a style, but you know, again, that's a different conversation. How in the end they did turn it into, look what Milo did, as opposed to look what Marvel did. And they tried to pin it on Milo, like he was expected to do anything different than what he did. And I really didn't appreciate that whole thing. You know, it's like you have all the, you know, the friggin' smooth brains, you know, they're doing their trace overs. Oh, her ass wouldn't be really like that. It's like, no, you asshole, we know that. It's a style. It's Milo. It's a style. It's not realistic. It's not supposed to be, you douche nozzle. It's fucking Spider-Woman. Really? The character itself is unrealistic. I don't even know how she got her fucking powers or anything. You know? It's like, you know, when there was a J. Scott piece where it was the Mary Jane one. You know the one everyone was like goofing on for like because it makes for easy engagement online. And in the end, it's like, look, the most unrealistic thing in this piece is fucking Spider-Man. You know, I mean, really? It's like you can suspend disbelief for the spider guy out her window, but you cannot suspend disbelief for the rest of the artwork. That these were purposeful stylistic decisions made by the artist. Oh, it's it's not realistic. It's offensive to women. like, no, what's offensive is the idea that you think that we can't tell the difference. That's offensive. That we don't know. And you know what? And if you're the type of person that would be that look at a J. Scott piece and say, I'm gonna get plastic surgery to look like that, that's on you. That got nothing to do with Scott. That got nothing to do with the rest of us. I guess that's also another thing too. It's like never do your creative output in fear of the worst possible members of your audience. And even then, most likely they're not your audience anyway. But it's like if you have people, it's like you're creating artwork for grown-ass adults who know the difference between reality and fantasy, that understand, stylistic decisions, that understand artwork as creative output, it's what we work to put out. I'm not creating work for the douche nozzle who can't tell the difference between fantasy and reality. But they're concerned about, it's like, oh, well, it's like, oh, where are her internal organs? It's like she doesn't have any. She's a drawing. How about that? She's lines on paper. There are no organs. How about that? It's like, oh, what if somebody is inspired, to do the wrong thing? And it's like, that's on them. That has nothing to do with me. It's like, I can't believe that we're literally reliving all the shitty parts about the 80s. We got satanic panic. We got the whole video games and music, causes delinquency. I just saw a thing where someone was comparing comics to marijuana in the nursery. And it's like, dude, I wish my shit sold like weed. I wish. Really? Are we going to have that whole Grand Theft Auto argument again? So these are not the people. None of us are creating anything for these people. So none of us should be taking them into consideration on any level. You want, it's like these people want to come at you for, it's like, oh, this is not realistic. Then okay. Then go find shit that you'll enjoy. Oh, but you see, but that's the thing. These people are always miserable. That's where they get their hits from. It is being miserable. All us filthy artists making our nasty, nasty artwork that doesn't have any realism in it. It's not supposed to. It's art. Sure, it can reflect reality in a certain way, but it's not reality. So it's like, okay, does your little dopey redraw of Milo's piece make you feel better? Good for you. Nobody gives a shit. So I hope you enjoy it because you're the only one. Oh, are we trying to give J. Scott the what for about his drawing style again? Are we? Oh, what you gonna do next? Rob Liefeld? Huh? Wow, really picking your battles there. I mean, no, these are not the people we listen to. We do not listen to these people. We do not cater to them. We do not consider them in anything that we do because they're ridiculous and they need to be ignored. I see way too many of them online, you know, making demands like we're a fucking Walmart. Like they want to talk to our manager. You know, it's like nah. We're in the real world, and that's not how it works. You know, there is no manager that you can talk to get me fired. It's like, you know, you gotta put up with me, bitch. That's what it is. Oh, am I getting personal again? Am I Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, no. I had some. I ate before the show. I ate before the show. Thank you. Oh. Wasn't there? I remember a campaign doing scratch and sniff stickers, but I haven't seen scratch and sniff variant covers. Although it's only a matter of time. I think what it is that for print on demand, which is what a lot of these things are, they're expensive, and most of these variant covers is just trying to get the most bang for your buck in terms on the publisher side, you know. So unless you can do you're selling enough units to be able to do something like I've seen blacklight variant covers, but they were selling a lot of them. So most of the time it's just easier to get a nude cover and just slap that shit on there and charge $70 for it than it is to go through the process of trying to get, like, you know, something like scratch and sniff, something like that. Yeah, so I don't think, that's, I don't think that's why you don't see that a lot. Like the campaign would have to be crazy. Like I said, that's really a per cost thing. Look it up. Look up. I think it's called Swole Christ or Bodybuilder Christ. There's a statue, I think, in the Philippines where that's exactly what they did, like this really muscle-bound Christ on a cross. It's absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, look that up. Let's see. Oh, well, you know what? Let's just call it for what it is. You know, let's not pretend people are buying nude variants for anything else but. You know, that's let's you know, that's but you know, we don't kink shame here. We don't kink shame here. It's like, look, if that's what you're gonna do, then rock out. You know, if I'm doing anything with nakedness in the artwork, I have to expect that. I have to accept that. You know, it's like House of Bob does not exist for people to be chased, and I don't expect them to. So we're not going to mince words. Well, yes, we are going to mince words here because it's the daytime crowd. So variant covers. So has anybody bought variant covers just for the sake of variant covers? You know, so do they work? Or is it just a gimmick that we use to fund the important parts of our endeavors. I'm trying to remember if I mean, I've bought variant covers before, which a lot of, to tell you the truth, I don't know what I did with them. Let's see. Yeah, no, really, look this thing up. Look this statue up. It's real. It's a real thing. Because I know back in the day, it's like, because I used to have a glow-in-the-dark Max variant, and I used to have one of the original Lady Death red foil variants, which honestly, for the life of me, I don't know what happened with those books. I really don't. It's like, I couldn't tell you. I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know where those books are, and I know they're worth money, so I couldn't replace them even if I wanted to. Although, to tell you the truth, though, the glow-in-the-dark Max one kind of hurts thinking about it. Kind of hurts, like, oh, I don't have that one anymore. Oh, yeah. I have. I think out of all the variants, like all the gimmicky variant stuff, my favorite is glow in the dark. I really, really enjoy glow in the dark. If there was a way I could do a glow in the dark cover, I would do it. But again, it's that whole, it's way too expensive to do on a small scale. Unless, because I did this with t-shirts back in the day in furry. I put out a t-shirt which was a furry parody of the X-Files. That was kind of what I ended up being known for a bit, was my X-Furries. It's like, I'll try to find some stuff for next time to show. And I had a t-shirt of the logo, the characters and whatnot. And I had hand painted all of the t-shirts. It was a full silkscreen run. It was a lot of t-shirts. That was back in the day. You couldn't do just a few. You had to do at least like 50, I think it was. And I had painted every single one of them to be glow in the dark. And I did that. And it's like, just, and they all sold out. They worked really well. I don't even remember if I have any of those shirts left. I know I don't have. I was really bad at saving stuff that I did. Because I remember like certain things that I did, and then it's like, oh, I don't have those. I don't have copies. So glow in the dark covers would be something that I would, variant covers I would like to do, but they're just you can't, you can't really do them affordably unless you're selling, like you're pushing units, I think, and then it's like, I think second to that would be, I really do like the hollow foil covers. That's why I always have them available. I always do them. I just love the way they look. Like another one that I would like to also do is like UV reflective, or they glow under UV light. I'd like to do that too. I think to eventually do something like that. But I think the reason why I like that is because of the glow aspect to it. Let's see. Oh, you found it. You found it, right? Yeah. No. It's a ridiculous. It's an absolutely ridiculous piece. Yeah. Well, there are worse things I could have asked you to look up, but this is yeah. Let's see. Oh, that's yeah, Halloween variant covers. I mean, that would kind of be cool if I could do glow in the dark, orange glow in the dark. Yeah, and you know what? That kind of reminds me of, but also that would also depend on whether the covers, like whether the book would be available for Halloween. See, that would be fun because that reminds me of Homestar Runner when they always did the Halloween episode where everybody would cosplay. Well, it's Halloween, so everyone would dress up as all these different characters. So that would be fun. Let's see. Oh, I'm sure someone has done this. I would guarantee somebody has done a scratch and sniff adult anything. That's I'm pretty sure it exists. Let's see. Oh well, yeah, okay, yeah. You wouldn't want to. Yeah, so that's the other UV. That's the other UV stuff you don't want to. Yeah, just make sure that's the book you want to make sure is slabbed, or at least in a good in a good bag and board. It's like a nice durable one. So okay, so I think so we're just about to hit the 2 hour mark. So I'm just gonna continue as much as I can on this piece. And that's obviously not gonna be done, of course. But like I said, at least it's gotten me over the I have to start inking that hump. Because sometimes I find myself getting a little too enamored with the blue line pencils, and I get really hesitant to ink them because of it. But then it's like, look, I just got to just put pen to paper and just start going over everything. And then it's like, okay, all right, we're in the process now. Let's see. So yeah, so that's kind of what was going on today. So just working, getting stuff done. And in the end, that's the important thing is getting stuff done. It's like you don't have to get everything done all at once. But as long as you make consistent effort every day, before you know it, you have a finished book. Yeah, so I really gotta find out what's going on with my headphones though. I'm hoping it's not my headphones that's broken, because according to the computer, everything should be working fine. So I don't know. So let me just okay. But that's technology for you, right? Okay, I'm just going to finish this right here. Okay, so I'm just going to end it right here for now, at least for the stream. I mean, I'm going to continue everything. Probably after the stream, I'm going to just continue working on that Tall Tales piece. So at least I get that completely done. Because like I said, that's the next campaign after EGORAVEN closes. So yeah, so this is me inking. You know, I hope you enjoyed it. So. Take a shot every time I say so. No, don't do that. don't do that. Okay, let's there we go. Okay, there I am. Okay, there we go. So that was today's stream. There we go. My alarm is going off now. And yeah, so there we have it. We got some inking done today. We talked about some nonsense. Variant covers, everybody. Variant covers. So I think yeah. You know what? They're just another tool like everything else that we use for crowdfunding. It's like you either, it's like, look, you either get them or you don't get them. That's, in the end, that's what it boils down to. So, and yes, and also definitely get this lightbox thing, this lightbox tray thing. Like I said, it's a complete game changer for me. And I love it when I come across tools that can do that for me and get me over that hump, I guess, that procrastination hump. So yeah, so there you have it. I just want to thank everybody in the chat. Thank you for the lively conversation. Thank you everybody who's watching right now. Thank you for making it this far, watching the entire thing, the entire 2 hours of me just inking and rambling and talking about whatever pops into my head. And yes, and sometimes I do eat a Snickers. Although yes, I do eat before I go on the stream, so I don't know where all that comes from. But I wouldn't be mad getting a Snickers sponsorship. Although I couldn't eat it. That's the ironic thing, because I'm a lactose intolerant vegetarian, so that would be a problem. But whatever. So on that note, so if you want to see more of my work, I have all my links in the description box below. But mostly, you can all head over to my main portfolio site at egoworks.com, where you can find links to all of my galleries and social media sites. Some of them there where you can see right here. But if you are into seeing work in progress stuff and sketches and my dopey little doodles, I don't know. It's kind of hard to get back to the doodles when pretty much once I give you Loki on a stripper pole, it's kind of hard to top. So I have to figure out. So I kind of have to move beyond that and get some more doodles up for you. But if you want to see all that, I mostly post to Facebook. And also, if you want to check out more videos from me on here, you can also head on over to Daphne Lage Art, which is my channel on YouTube, if you are joining us from Facebook or any place else. And that's the thing, if you are joining me from any place else, come on over to YouTube, subscribe, hit the bell so that you get notified whenever I upload a new video or start a new stream. And again, don't forget, I have all these campaigns. You have 7 days left to pledge to EGORAVEN, to the OSWALD Chronicles, to Nightwolf, so you can get all these exclusive goodies and and things like that, all that fun stuff, all the variant covers that we were talking about. Maybe not scratch and sniff ones, but they're there. Yes, and also you can read the first 5 issues of EGORAVEN, Air the First Unicorn, in its original black and white format. But if you prefer your fantasy to be more of a Lord of the Rings adventure, you can follow the link to Tall Tales, TAILSonline.com, and read the first 20 issues of Tall Tales for free. Like I said, watch out and make sure you sign up for the monthly newsletter where you can can get free comic PDFs and also regular updates on all our upcoming crowdfunding campaigns. Like I said, Tall Tales is next. So if you're interested in collecting all of Thieves Quest in the format that we always wanted this to be in, make sure you don't miss out the next Kickstarter campaign. So make sure you sign up. So that's it. That's it for me. Thank you for joining. And you can catch me again on Friday with Nita Lanning at 11 a.m. On the Raging 2 network, where we will be launching the campaign for for Fellowship of the Indies. If you're into independent comics, or you're starting to collect independent comics and don't know where to start, this is the campaign for you. So join us then. And on that note, I will see you next week, where we're going to close out EGORAVEN, Heir of the First Unicorn, issues 1 through 4. And, we'll have a good time. And hopefully by then, we'll all have those extra 8 pages added to the books under my belt. So there you go. So thank you again, and I'll see you on the next whatever. Bye.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?